All right. So many of you requested this deep dive into health and fitness, and we found the perfect script to do it with.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Understanding and Promoting Health and Fitness, and we'll link to it in the show notes.
So often people think of health and fitness as like separate things,
Right, like two totally different categories.
but they're so interconnected.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as I was reading this. It's not just about those typical tips we always hear. It's about understanding like the why.
Right? Why these things matter.
Exactly, and how even small changes can make a huge difference in our lives.
Absolutely. One of the first things that really stood out to me in this script was how it defines health.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
It's not just about the absence of disease.
Okay.
It's about complete physical, mental, and even social well-being.
Wow. That's a pretty broad definition.
It is. And it really changes the way you think about fitness, too.
So it's not just about hitting the gym to look good.
It's about building functional strength for everyday life.
I like that functional strength.
Yeah, so it's less about bench pressing a ton of weight and more about being able to easily carry groceries or play with your kids without getting winded.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of benefits, this script highlights some pretty incredible advantages to living a healthy lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, tons of them.
Yeah.
It talks about things like improved physical health, mental well-being, increased longevity, better sleep, more energy.
Wow. So it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good and living longer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's start with physical health. We're not just talking vaguely about being strong.
Okay.
It's about things like a stronger heart-improved lung capacity.
So measurable improvements.
Right. And then there's the mental well-being aspect.
Mm-hmm.
The script mentions endorphins.
Oh, yeah. We all know those are those feel-good chemicals, but is there more to it than that?
There is. It turned out there are different types of endorphins,
Interesting.
and each one plays a specific role in mood regulation and pain management.
Wow. So exercise doesn't just release like a generic dose of endorphins.
No, it triggers the release of specific ones that target specific areas.
That's amazing. And I'm really intrigued by the claim that healthy habits can help you live a longer life.
Well, absolutely. There's a ton of research on this. Studies have shown that things like regular exercise and a balanced diet are linked to increased longevity.
So it's not just about adding years to your life.
No, it's about adding life to your years.
I like how the script puts it.
Me too.
Yeah,
Maintaining a higher quality of life as you age. That's the goal.
absolutely. And we can't forget about the impact on sleep and energy levels.
Right, good sleep is like the foundation for everything else.
Yeah, if you're not sleeping well, you're not going to have the energy to make healthy choices.
Exactly. And the script points out that regular physical activity can actually improve sleep quality.
So it's like a positive cycle. Better sleep leads to more energy, which makes you more likely to be active.
Right, and that in turn further improves your overall health.
It all comes back around. So we've got a better understanding of what health and fitness really mean.
And why they're so important.
Right, but how do we actually put this into practice?
Well, the script breaks it down into three key components: diet, exercise, and mental well-being.
I like that. It's like a three-pronged approach,
Exactly. The script calls them the pillars.
like pillars supporting a healthy life.
Exactly. You need all three for a balanced and sustainable approach.
So let's start with the diet pillar.
Okay.
Everyone knows about eating fruits and veggies, but
Yeah.
this script really emphasized hydration.
Oh, yeah. Staying hydrated is crucial.
For sure.
It's so important for pretty much every bodily function.
I know I should drink more water, but sometimes I forget.
I hear that a lot. You know what's interesting?
Right.
Dehydration can actually mimic hunger signals.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes when you think you're hungry, you might just be thirsty.
That's a good point. So before I reach for a snack, maybe I should try drinking a glass of water.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
always a good idea. Now, of course, getting enough water is key, but we can't forget about the food itself.
Right, what we're actually eating.
Exactly. Limiting processed foods, added sugars, and unhealthy fats is just as important as adding in the good stuff.
So it's not just about deprivation, it's about making sure you're getting enough of the nutrients your body needs.
Precisely. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out.
All right, let's move on to the exercise pillar. The script recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week.
Yeah, that's the general guideline.
Honestly, that sounds like a lot to me.
I know it can feel daunting if you think about it all at once.
Like I have to go to the gym every day for an hour.
Right, but if you break it down, it's just 30 minutes a day most days of the week.
Okay, that feels more manageable.
And moderate intensity can include a variety of activities.
So it's not just about running on a treadmill.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It could be brisk walking, dancing, swimming, biking, anything that gets your heart rate up.
So it's more about moving your body consistently than pushing yourself to the limit every day.
Exactly. The key is to find activities you enjoy and can stick with in the long run.
I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They try to do too much too soon and then they burn out.
Yeah, I see that all the time. The script also talks about the different types of exercise.
Oh, like what?
Aerobic and strength training.
Yeah, I've always been a bit fuzzy on the distinction between those two.
Sure, aerobic exercise is all about getting your heart rate up and improving your cardiovascular health.
Okay,
Think running, swimming, biking, or even the Zumba class.
okay, I get that. And strength training.
Strength training is about building muscle and strength.
So lifting weights.
That's
Yeah.
one way to do it.
Yeah.
But you could also use your own body weight for resistance training.
So like push-ups and squats.
Exactly. And both types of exercise have their own unique benefits for overall health.
Got it. So we've got our balanced diet and exercise routine down. What about the third pillar, mental well-being?
This is a big one. The script highlights the importance of proactive practices, not just reacting to problems when they arise.
So it's not just about seeking help when you're feeling stressed or anxious.
No, it's about taking care of your mental health on a daily basis.
Okay, I like that. What kind of things does the script suggest?
Things like mindfulness meditation journaling, spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones.
So basically anything that helps you de-stress and recharge.
Exactly. And you know what else is super important for mental well-being?
What's that?
Sleep.
Ah, yes, sleep. I feel like I never get enough.
I know, it's so easy to sacrifice sleep when things get busy.
Yeah. But it sounds like prioritizing rest is key for staying balanced.
Absolutely. The script emphasizes that 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is just as important as diet and exercise.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that important.
It is. It impacts everything. Your mood, your energy levels, your ability to focus, even your physical health.
So we really need to be taking our sleep seriously.
We do. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity.
All right, so we've got our three pillars, diet, exercise, and mental well-being.
And we understand why they're so important for our overall health.
But let's be honest, life gets in the way.
It always does.
Time constraints, lack of motivation, budget concerns.
Yup, those are the usual suspects.
So how does the script address these common obstacles?
Well, it dives right in it, tackling each one head on.
Okay, let's start with time. I feel like I don't have time is the most common excuse I hear.
Oh, for sure. But the script offers some practical solutions.
Like what?
Well, instead of thinking you need hours at the gym, it suggests incorporating short bursts of high-intensity exercise throughout your day.
That's interesting. So like taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Exactly. Or parking further away from the store, walking during your lunch break, little things like that.
So those small changes can actually add up.
They absolutely can. And you know what else can help with time management?
What's that?
Planning your meals in advance.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. If you already know what you're going to eat, you're less likely to make unhealthy choices on the fly.
Precisely. And it can save you a lot of time and stress during the week.
All right, what about motivation? I know I struggle with that sometimes.
Motivation is a tricky one. But the script emphasizes the power of setting realistic goals and tracking your progress.
So instead of aiming for this vague idea of getting fit, I should break it down into smaller, more achievable steps.
Exactly. And celebrate those small victories along the way. It's all about positive reinforcement.
Okay, I can do that. What about budget concerns? Healthy food can be expensive, and gym memberships aren't cheap either.
That's true. But the script reminds us that healthy living doesn't have to break the bank.
So there are ways to do it on a budget.
Absolutely. Home workouts are a fantastic option.
Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot of those lately.
Me too. And there are tons of free online resources available.
Like YouTube videos and workout apps.
Exactly. And when it comes to food, choosing seasonal produce, buying in bulk, and planning your meals in advance can help cut down on costs.
So it's about being strategic and making smart choices.
Exactly. Healthy living is accessible to everyone, regardless of their budget.
All right, so we've covered the basics, we've addressed some common challenges, and hopefully busted some myths along the way.
Right? It's not as complicated or as expensive as people think.
But what about staying on track long term?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
This script goes beyond the basics and offers some valuable insights for making healthy habits stick.
I'm all ears.
One of the most effective strategies is to create a schedule and stick to it as much as possible.
So treat those workouts like important appointments you can't miss.
Exactly. But life happens, so flexibility is key too.
So if something comes up and you have to adjust your workout, it's okay.
Right. The important thing is to not give up altogether.
Just get back on track as soon as you can.
Exactly. Another tip that resonated with me was finding a workout partner or joining a fitness community.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier.
Right. Having that support system and accountability can make a world of difference.
It's not just about motivation, it's about shared goals,
Yeah.
encouragement, maybe even a little healthy competition,
Exactly. It makes the journey more fun and enjoyable.
and less lonely.
Absolutely. All right, last but not least, the script encourages mixing things up to keep things interesting and prevent boredom.
Yeah, I definitely need that. I get bored with the same routine so easily.
It's a great way to challenge your body in new ways and avoid hitting a plateau. Try new recipes, explore different workout styles, or even sign up for a fun fitness challenge.
So it's about keeping things fresh and exciting.
Exactly. And you know what else is important?
What's that?
Listening to your body.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new fitness journey, but it's crucial to recognize the difference between pushing your limits and ignoring warning signs.
Right, there's a fine line there.
There is. Rest and recovery are just as important as the workouts themselves.
So we need to be kind to our bodies.
Absolutely. Give them the rest they need, and they'll reward you with more energy and better performance.
So to recap, we've got our 3 pillars: balanced diet, regular exercise, and mental well-being.
We've addressed common obstacles like time constraints, lack of motivation, and budget concerns.
And we've got some great strategies for staying on track long term.
We've covered a lot of ground, but I think what's really insightful about this script is that it doesn't present health and fitness as a destination, but as a journey.
A journey.
Yeah, it's not about reaching some perfect state of being healthy.
Okay.
It's about making consistent, sustainable choices day after day that lead to a healthier, happier life.
So it's not about perfection, but about progress.
Exactly. And that's something you can control, those small, consistent efforts that add up to big, lasting change.
That's a really empowering message. So often we get caught up in this all or nothing mentality.
I know, like we have to make drastic changes overnight.
And then when we inevitably slip up, we feel like we've failed.
Right.
Mhm.
But this approach is much more sustainable.
It's about building those healthy habits gradually and making them a natural part of your life.
Exactly. And you know what else I found interesting about this script?
What's that?
It focuses on promoting health and fitness.
Promoting.
Yeah, it's just a proactive approach rather than just reacting to health problems.
I see what you mean. It's not about fixing what's broken, but about building something strong and resilient from the ground up.
Precisely. It's about investing in your health and well-being so you can live your best life both now and in the future.
I like that. It's an investment, not a chore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like any good investment, it takes time and effort, but the returns are definitely worth it.
You know, this deep dive has really shifted my perspective on health and fitness. I used to think of it as this separate category, something I had to squeeze into my already busy schedule.
Yeah, I used to feel that way too.
But now
Now,
I see it as an integral part of my overall well-being,
me too.
something that impacts every aspect of my life.
It really does. And that's the key, isn't it?
What's that?
Integrating these healthy habits into your daily life rather than treating them as separate tasks.
Absolutely. It's about making those choices day after day that support your physical, mental, and social well-being.
And those choices don't have to be drastic.
Right. It's about finding what works for you, what you enjoy, and what you can sustain over time.
And remembering that every small step you take is a step in the right direction.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our dive, I want to go back to something we touched on earlier, the connection between physical and mental health.
The mind-body connection.
This script kind of skimmed over it,
It did.
but I think it deserves more attention.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating and often overlooked aspect of health and fitness.
We talked about how exercise releases endorphins, which can boost mood,
Right.
but is there more to this connection than that?
Definitely. When you prioritize physical health, it often has a ripple effect on your mental state.
So you feel physically better, and that leads to greater mental well-being.
Exactly. You might experience increased self-esteem, more positive body image, a greater sense of overall well-being.
And on the flip side, neglecting your physical health can impact your mental health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know when I'm not taking care of myself physically, I tend to feel more stressed and anxious.
Me too. It's like our bodies and minds are constantly communicating with each other.
They are. And it's crucial to pay attention to those signals.
So we need to nurture both our physical and mental health in order to thrive.
Exactly. It's all connected.
You know, I've been thinking about all those tips the script gave for staying on track with healthy habits.
Like scheduling workouts, finding a workout buddy, mixing things up.
Yeah, they're all great strategies.
They provide a solid framework.
But I wonder if there's something missing.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, all of those tips focus on the external,
Right.
setting up systems, finding support, changing your routine.
Right.
But I think there's also an internal component that's crucial for long-term success.
Interesting. What are you thinking?
Motivation.
Ah, yes, motivation, the driving force behind any lasting behavioral change.
Exactly. All the external strategies in the world won't work if you're not intrinsically motivated to make those changes.
You're absolutely right. It's not
Yeah.
just about willpower or discipline.
It's about finding your why.
Exactly. Why do you want to be healthier? What are your goals? What's your vision for your future self?
Those are powerful questions.
They are. And when you have a strong tie-in, why those external strategies become tools to support your journey.
Not band-aids for a lack of inner drive.
Exactly. Your why is your fuel, your compass, your guiding light.
I love that. So yes, create your schedule, find your workout buddy, mix things up.
But most importantly,
Connect with your why.
that's what unlocks the door to lasting change.
That's a powerful message. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought.
Take some time to reflect on your own why.
Why is health and fitness important to you?
What are you hoping to achieve?
And how can you align your actions with your values to create a healthier, happier life?
Because ultimately, it's not about following a script.
It's about writing your own story, a story of health, vitality, and well-being.
A story that unfolds one healthy choice at a time.
And remember, it's a journey, not a race.
There's no finish line, no perfect ideal to strive for.
It's about progress, not perfection.
And it's about embracing the process with all its ups and downs.
Because let's be honest, there will be challenges along the way.
Oh, there will be days when you don't feel like working out, when you crave that extra slice of pizza.
When life throws you a curveball and your carefully crafted schedule goes out the window,
It happens to all of us.
and that's okay.
It is. It's all part of the journey.
The key is to not let those setbacks derail you completely.
To view them as opportunities to learn, to adjust, to grow,
To remember your why and recommit to your goals.
and to be kind to yourself along the way.
Because ultimately, health and fitness is about more than just physical changes.
It's about cultivating a positive relationship with your body and your mind.
It's about feeling good in your own skin.
And it's about having the energy and vitality to live a life you love.
I love that. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with a sense of empowerment.
You have the power to make choices that support your health and well-being.
You have the power to create a lifestyle that nourishes your body and your soul.
And you have the power to write your own health and fitness story, one healthy choice at a time.
It's interesting how this script frames health and fitness as something we actively promote rather than just maintain.
Yeah, it's like we're not just trying to stay healthy.
Right.
We're actively trying to improve our health.
It's a subtle shift in perspective, but a powerful one.
It is. It implies that we have agency.
Like we're not just victims of our genes or our circumstances.
We have the power to shape our own well-being.
So it's less about reacting to health issues and more about proactively building a solid foundation.
Right. It's like investing in a savings account for your health.
Oh, I like that analogy.
You make consistent deposits over time,
Small contributions.
and those small contributions accumulate into something substantial.
That's a great way to think about it. It makes those everyday choices feel more meaningful.
Exactly. It's not just about eating a salad today.
It's about investing in my long-term health.
Exactly. And those investments pay off in so many ways. Increased energy, improved mood, better sleep, even a greater sense of resilience when facing challenges.
So it's not just about physical health, it's about overall well-being.
It's about feeling good and being able to handle whatever life throws your way.
Speaking of challenges, I'm curious about those common obstacles we discussed earlier.
Time constraints, lack of motivation, budget concerns.
Yeah, those are the big ones. The script provides some practical solutions,
Right?
but are those enough to overcome those deeply ingrained habits?
That's where the internal work comes in.
The internal work.
Remember our conversation about motivation and finding your why?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's not just about the external strategies.
It's about connecting with those deeper reasons that drive you to make healthier choices.
So if you don't have a strong why, those external strategies might not be enough.
Exactly. When your motivation is strong and aligned with your values,
Okay.
those external strategies become more effective.
It's like having a compass guiding you through the ups and downs of the journey.
Precisely. It's not just about willpower. It's about tapping into that inner drive that keeps you going even when things get tough.
Because let's face it, those tough moments are inevitable.
Oh yeah. There will be times when you slip up, when motivation wanes, when life throws you a curveball.
So how do we deal with those moments?
That's where self-compassion comes in.
Self-compassion.
The script emphasizes the importance of being kind to yourself throughout the process.
So it's not about beating yourself up when you make a mistake,
No, it's about acknowledging that you're human.
that you're going to have setbacks.
Exactly. It's not about striving for perfection, but about progress.
So every step you take, every healthy choice you make is moving you in the right direction.
Right, even if it's a small step.
It's about celebrating those small victories.
And learning from those inevitable setbacks.
It's about embracing the journey with all its imperfections.
And recognizing that each experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to your overall growth.
You know, one thing that struck me about the script is its emphasis on the interconnectedness of our well-being.
Right. It's not just about diet or exercise or mental health.
It's about all of those things working together.
Exactly. We often compartmentalize things.
Like we think of our physical health as separate from our mental health.
But as we've discussed, it's all part of the same intricate system.
And when we address one aspect, it often has a ripple effect on the others.
Precisely. When you improve your physical health through exercise and a balanced diet,
Okay.
it often translates into improved mood, reduced stress, and better sleep.
And on the flip side, neglecting your physical health can impact your mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely. It's all connected. Our bodies and minds are in constant communication,
So we need to listen to what they're telling us.
and nurture both for optimal well-being.
This script reminds us that health and fitness is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor.
No two people are the same.
It's about finding what works for you, what you enjoy, and what you can sustain over time.
And that might look different for everyone, depending on their lifestyle preferences and goals.
So there's no right or wrong way to do it.
The key is to experiment, to be curious, and to find those practices that resonate with you.
I think the script does a great job of providing a framework and offering evidence-based strategies,
It does.
but it also encourages us to find our own path.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book for health and fitness.
I love that analogy.
You have the tools and guidance,
But ultimately, you get to decide which direction you want to go.
and that's empowering
It is. It takes the pressure off of following a rigid set of rules.
and allows us to personalize our approach to well-being
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of your health.
and making choices that align with your values and aspirations.
And I think that's a key takeaway from this deep dive.
What's that?
It's not about achieving some unattainable ideal.
But about creating a sustainable lifestyle that supports your overall well-being. It's about making those small, consistent choices day after day that add up to a healthier, happier you.
And it's about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs.
Because ultimately, it's not the destination that matters.
But the path you take to get there. I love that.
Yeah.
So as we move towards the final part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways that we want our listener to really remember?
Well, firstly, I think it's crucial to remember that health and fitness is a holistic endeavor.
Right. It's not just about the physical.
It's about nurturing your mental, emotional, and social well-being as well.
Absolutely. And it's a continuous journey, not a destination.
Right.
It's about finding what works for you, embracing the process, and being kind to yourself along the way.
Exactly. And remember those three pillars: a balanced diet,
Yeah.
regular exercise, and prioritizing mental well-being. Those are the foundations for building a healthy and vibrant life.
Now, before we wrap up this section, there's one point I want to circle back to.
Okay.
The discussion about those different types of endorphins triggered by exercise.
Oh, yeah, that was fascinating.
Can we dive a little deeper into that?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how targeted these effects can be. For example, beta endorphins, which are released during endurance activities like running, have powerful mood-boosting and pain-relieving effects.
So it's not just about a general feeling of euphoria.
No, there are specific physiological responses happening.
And then you have enkephalins, which are released during more intense activities like high-intensity interval training.
Right. Those have a calming effect on the nervous system and can help reduce anxiety.
So depending on your goals, you can choose activities that target the release of specific endorphins.
It's like having a natural pharmacy at your disposal.
And the best part is, you don't need a perception to access these incredible benefits.
Just get moving.
That's amazing. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listener with this thought. Pay attention to how different activities make you feel.
Yeah. Tune into your body.
You might be surprised at the power of those natural mood boosters.
Absolutely. And remember, even small changes can have a big impact on your overall well-being.
It's about finding what works for you and making those healthy choices a part of your daily life.
One step at a time.
I think that's a great note to end on. Now let's move on to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore some practical tips for integrating these healthy habits into your everyday life.
So we've talked about why health and fitness matter and what it really means to be healthy. Now the question is, how do we actually make it happen?
That's the big question, right? We can know all the theory, but putting it into practice, that's the challenge.
Totally. The script gives some practical tips.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, one of the most important things is creating a schedule.
A schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just for workouts, but for healthy habits in general.
So, like, planning out my meals for the week.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And blocking off time for exercise.
Okay. So it's about being intentional with my time.
Right. Making those healthy choices a priority rather than just squeezing them in whenever you can.
So I should treat those workout times like important appointments.
Exactly. Like something you can't cancel.
But what about those days when life gets in the way?
Well, that's where flexibility comes in. The key is to be adaptable, to adjust your schedule as needed.
So if I have to miss a workout one day, it's not the end of the world.
Right. Just get back on track as soon as you can.
Don't let it derail your entire plan.
Exactly. Another tip that I found really helpful is finding a workout buddy.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Having that support system and accountability can make a huge difference.
It's like having someone to cheer you on and keep you motivated.
Exactly. And makes the journey more fun.
And less lonely.
For sure. The script also talks about mixing things up to keep things interesting.
Oh, yeah. I get bored with the same routine so easily.
Me too. Trying new things can help prevent boredom, and it also challenges your body in new ways.
So I should be trying new recipes, exploring different workout styles, maybe even signing up for a fun fitness challenge.
Exactly. Keep things fresh and exciting.
It shouldn't feel like a chore.
No way. It should be something you look forward to.
Okay, so we've talked about scheduling, accountability, variety, but what about those days when motivation is just gone?
Motivation, the elusive beast.
You know those days when you just don't feel like doing anything?
Oh, I know those days all too well.
What do we do then?
Well, the script emphasizes the importance of listening to your body.
Listening to my body.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a rest day.
Okay.
Or maybe you need to adjust your workout or try something different.
So it's about being in tune with what my body needs.
Exactly. Recognizing those subtle cues.
And not pushing myself too hard.
Right? Rest and recovery are just as important as the workouts themselves.
So it's all about finding that balance.
It is a balance between pushing yourself and honoring your limits.
Between structure and flexibility.
Between effort and ease.
I think this deep dive has really helped me to see health and fitness in a new light.
Me too. It's not about striving for some unattainable ideal.
It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time.
It's about progress, not perfection.
It's about finding what works for you and making it a part of your life.
It's about enjoying the journey.
And celebrating every step along the way.
And remember, you have the power to create a healthier, happier life.
One healthy choice at a time.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into health and fitness. We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
Remember, your health is an investment.
Invest in it wisely.
And until next time, stay curious and keep on learning.